So welcome everybody. My name is Bob Geyer, and I'm a volunteer with Vista Center for the Blind and Visually Impaired. I will be your Zoom host today. Assisting me today is Ryan Lynn. Ryan will be uh, taking care of calling on you if you've raised your hand to ask a question. So Ryan will be calling on you for that. I wanted to let you know uh, what's coming up on Tech It Out with Vista. So in June, on June 3rd, we will be having a presentation on the Sunu band, and then July 1st, we will have a presentation from For Blind, and that's a device for the deaf-blind community. Uh, okay, so without further ado, I'd like to go ahead and introduce Zack Afridi. He's the CEO with Vision Buddy. Welcome, Zack, and you can take it away.
Okay, thank you. Thank you, Bob. Thank you for joining, everyone. Today I'm going to talk about Vision Buddy. Vision Buddy is the vision assistance of tomorrow. Now, what is Vision Buddy? And I'll give you also a little background about it. So it is the first high-definition TV watching system for the visually impaired. Now, the background is that this device was basically created and designed by Abdul Salil, who's one of the engineers, Daniel Feinstein, and myself, Zack Afridi. We have a background in research with VR. Both my business partners, Abdul and Daniel, they also have a lot of knowledge in the AI space, artificial intelligence, VR space, virtual reality. And also all of us have experience in the low vision world, thanks to some of the research that we were part of. The whole idea of creating a low vision device was to make a device that is super simple, super easy to use, and also solve some of the goals that a low vision person has in their life. Now, there are devices, there are head-mounted devices, some of them are really good, that solve the need for magnification. That is, you put the device on, there is a magnification or seeing mode, and you can just zoom in and zoom out on stuff. There are devices that do that. Our device also does that, and it does it really well. But we took it a step further. There was one thing that I was constantly hearing about from the low vision folks is that, there are devices to help us with magnification, but there is no device that can help us watch TV. Now, some of the devices, of course, they ask you to use their magnification mode to look at the TV screen. But the problem with that is that when you're looking through the camera and looking at your TV screen, you lose a lot of image quality. So we approached it differently. What we did was that we created a transmitter, or you may call it a TV hub, that connects to your existing TV setup, be it a cable box or a satellite box, or if you have one of those streaming devices like a Roku player or Amazon Fire Stick or Apple TV. It could be anything that you connect our transmitter to. And what the transmitter does then is to send an HD video and stereo audio directly into the headset. Now, when it sends that video and audio inside the headset, if you look at that image inside the headset, it is as if you are sitting in front of a movie theater. Now, this has been very successful is because for a low vision person to have that image projected at such a large scale, really close to the eyes. We also have some proprietary algorithms that we run in the back end. For example, with vision loss, there's color loss. So we are increasing the colors. We've changed the contrast to have that image deliver to a low vision person the best that they can receive, and based on how we project the image, we have been very successful in the low vision community, delivering really good quality video and TV watching for the low vision community. Now, along with the TV watching, of course, that was our start. But as we started helping people watch TV We also got a lot of input from the low vision community. They were like, well, I also want to use it for my computer, or I want to look at my phone screen, I want to look at my tablet. So all that feedback was coming in, and I will go into that a little later during the presentation. So with our V3, version 3 of the software, we're able to do that now also. Now, just a little background on the company. So we started back in 2020, right before COVID started. That's when we launched our first beta version. We did a lot of beta testing here in the Bay Area. Also the Central Valley. We went to some nonprofit organization, low vision organization, and we started testing the product out. And we were really excited how well the product was working. Now the product, of course, covers people who are visually impaired. It covers different eye conditions, anything from central vision loss to peripheral vision loss to overall vision loss. And it also works with different acuity levels. So you can start using it, let's say if you have 20 over 100, all the way to 20 over 800. The success rate is around, I would say, 85%. That means that, 8 out of 10 people, when they put it on, they love it, they enjoy it. And of course, there are 20% of those folks that, it does not work for them. And it could be a lot of reasons why it's not working for them. It could be their eye condition, maybe their vision's too far gone, or some other reasons. But overall, the product has been very successful. And as you can see, we have around 47 dealers. We're almost in all the states here. We are in VA locations. We are also in Canada now with CNIB. That's the largest organization in Canada. They love our product. We're also in Australia. We are rolling that out in the next couple of months. And we have over 1,000 happy customers. Now, all this progress, of course, has been made throughout COVID, where, we could not really see patients or low vision folks directly. We were not able to really attend any of the demo days. But we were so happy that even despite of all those hurdles, our product has been very successful. And with our V3 version 3 launch, our sales have gone much, much higher, which we are so grateful for. You can also look at some of the feedback that the customers are leaving. We have a bunch of Google reviews, so you can just read people from different backgrounds are using the product with different eye conditions, and overall, they've been really, really happy with the product. So now I'm going to go into the V3. So I'm holding up a transmitter. I don't know if you will be able to see it, but just a small little box with 2 antennas. Has a very simple setup. You've got an HDMI in and HDMI out. And the way you set this up is, if you have let's say a Comcast cable box, you'll just take that box, put it in the in, and from the out, you connect the TV. So if you're watching TV by yourself, you don't even need to turn the TV on. Everything is going to be projected inside the Vision Buddy goggles. And I'm holding these goggles. So a pair of goggles, they are just your VR goggles, but there's been a lot of thought process that went into it. These are the lightest goggles on the market. They weigh around 0.5 pounds on the face. Compared to some of the other devices on the market, like the Samsung ones, they weigh around 1.1, 1.2 pounds on your face. So they could be very front heavy. The way we've designed this is that you've got these goggles and the battery goes in the back, so it kind of stabilizes it. Now, once you connect the transmitter, the video automatically starts going into the headset. Now, in the headset, you've got 3 modes. You've got your TV watching mode, you've got your magnification mode, and you've got the reading mode. The TV watching mode, obviously, you can watch TV. Once you're watching TV, you've got these zoom in and zoom out buttons on the side. There are only 3 buttons on the side. One is zoom in, zoom out, and the middle button works to change the mode, the 3 modes that I talked about: TV watching, magnification, and reading. So when you are, let's say, in the TV watching mode, you can zoom in and you can make the screen as big as you want to. So depending on your eye condition, and what your visual acuity is. You can make the screen, as big as an IMAX movie theater, and you are like surrounded by the screen. You can pan your head left to right, and you can see on there. To start the video, you can just think about as if you are in front of a 60-inch TV 6 feet away. That's how it starts, and then from there you can make it bigger. And then I talked about the reading mode and the magnification mode. So the magnification mode, you can zoom up to 10 times on it. There is some optical magnification, but mostly it is digital. So after 6x, you may see a little pixelation on there. And what the reading mode is, it is an inverted. It's a high contrast mode for reading to give you that higher contrast to see the text clearly. And I'll go into the reading mode a little more with our new devices, peripherals that we recently launched, and I'll explain those in a bit. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and share my screen again and jump back to the presentation. So yeah, so like I said, we haven't stopped innovating with our V2 version 2 version. We had great success. V2 was providing TV watching experience. And with our V3 version, we're not only providing TV watching experience, but we're also providing a new experience with the first is the CCTV Mini. So with reading, as I mentioned, in the reading mode, you have the ability to connect an external camera. This is a small portable camera, document camera, that you can connect directly to the headset, and it works very similar to a CCTV. You can put a book or a magazine underneath it, and whatever you put underneath it, that gets projected inside the goggles. So instead of using a monitor on a CCTV, you are basically using the goggles and the VR environment to look at text. And the good thing about this is that if you are a big reader, and we know with head-mounted devices, reading can sometimes be a little difficult if you're using the camera on the headset because of the movement and because of the autofocus feature. But with our camera, the external CCTV camera, that is stationary, stable, no matter how much you move, the image inside the headset does not move. So you're able to read with much more ease. Some of the specs on the camera, again, it's lightweight, portable. The camera on it is 16 megapixel, and I'm talking about the CCTV Mini, the external document camera. It has 3 filters, so you have a colored filter, you have a black and white, and then you have an inverted to provide more clarity on the reading. Zoom levels on the camera are 3x. You can 3x zoom on the camera, and you can then zoom in further using the magnification of your headset. So you can go 10 times on the headset. It is real time. There's no latency. It is a plug and play type of system. So you just kind of connect it directly to the headset and it is ready to go. There is no software or anything needed. Everything's pre-installed. Like I said, it is very simple, ready to go, just plug and play. So that was the reading side of things that we wanted to solve. And again, the whole idea was that a lot of folks are very familiar with CCTVs, but they are big, bulky, and they're not really portable. And the only thing you can do with it is just read. Whereas with our system, if you get the CCTV Mini camera, that will help you with reading, but at the same time, you still have the headset, the goggles that you can use for day-to-day use using the magnification. You can look outside the window, you can play a game of cards with it, and then you also have the option to connect it to a TV, so you can watch movies and videos and sporting events. So that is the CCTV Mini. The other thing that we launched, which comes standard with any headset that you purchase, is the computer link. Now, what is a computer link? It is a smart cable. It is, think of it as like a USB on one end, and it can just plug into any computer, and you plug the other end to the headset, and whatever is on your computer screen gets projected inside the goggles. Now, this is a really is fast becoming one of our most popular use cases for a lot of our users is using the computer link. So you can connect this to a computer, like I mentioned, and everything gets projected inside the goggles, and then you can make it as big as you want to. So it may be, think of it as maybe a substitute for a Zoom text type of a software. Now, the big difference would be is that when you're using Zoom text, of course, you have to kind of go closer to the screen, and there's only some stuff that you can display on the screen, and then you have to kind of find the other things by scrolling up and down. The advantage of using the computer screen with our headset is, since you are in the VR environment, there is much more in front of you, and you can pan your head left to right and read stuff. So there is a much more field that you can see, a bigger computer screen that you can see compared to if you're using your monitor or your laptop. Again, the computer link, some of the specs are that it is a plug and play. There's no software needed. That is already pre-installed. Once you get that projection inside the goggles, you can use the magnification on that. You can go up to 10x. There is no latency. And you can do a bunch of things using the computer link, surfing the internet, reading documents. And we were also seeing that a lot of younger folks are using it to play games, video games. So there are a bunch of use cases with that. Now, the pricing of the product, I've got the pricing on here. Our most, I would say, popular package is, of course, the TV watching package with the computer link, and that runs for $29.95. That is $2,995. That is the retail pricing of it. And if you want to get the Pro package, which includes the TV watching system as well as the external camera, the CCTV mini camera for reading, that will run you $39.95. So just under $4,000 for the Pro package, and just under $3,000 for the TV package. And as far as pricing is concerned, we are very competitive. We have a very good understanding of the market and the products that are out there. And I can proudly say that we are on the lower end of the pricing, and we offer a lot more. So all the head-mounted devices that are on the market will just provide a magnification just through their front-facing camera, and that's about it. Whereas we not only provide that magnification with a front-facing camera, our camera is a 16-megapixel camera, autofocus, and it has the widest field of view. So that is not only that we provide that and we compete and we're better, I feel, in a lot of instances with other products, but then we also provide you with a TV watching experience. We also provide you with the computer experience. We also provide you with the reading experience. So we can say that it is, like one of the VAs mentioned, is that it kind of fits a lot of the goals that a veteran has, and that is why our product is very popular with the VA, because instead of buying them each individual unit or product for each of their use case or goals, they can just buy the Pro package for Vision Buddy, and it helps them with all the goals or most of the goals that they want to achieve with it. So that is about it. I'm gonna open it up to questions. I'm sure you guys have a lot of questions, and I would love to answer those for you.
Zach, let me just ask one question here. I thought I saw on your website that you had a third package.
Yes, so let me go back to my packages. So if you look at the third package is the CCTV, that is the external camera package. So for example, this is designed for somebody that does not want to watch TV and just wants to get it for reading. So they can substitute the external camera with the TV transmitter. So that is also just under $3,000, $29.95, and that's package we call a Vision Buddy CCTV package. And that is, it comes with, of course, the goggles, the computer link, and the CCTV mini camera for reading.
Zach, so with the magnification, would this work for like outdoor sporting events? Would you be able to use it outdoors?
Yes, it would. We have people that have taken it to, let's say, a basketball game or even their grandkids' soccer game. So the great thing about the headset is that it has this this cushioning around it. And what it does is it serves a couple of purposes, right? One of them is to, make it nice and soft, so it's easily, resting on your face. The other purpose is to protect, from the external sunlight. So even on a bright sunny day, you can take this device outside, and you would not feel any glare from the sun. It will also your image or what you're looking at is not going to be blurred out because of the light. I've seen other products on the market. They will work really good inside in the right lighting, but the moment you take it outside, since they don't have that shield around it, because of the sunlight, it will blur it out. And So this, yes, will work really good. The other great thing we have, and we're proud of, is that the field of view. We've got the largest field of view of any device on the market. Our field of view is 100 degrees, compared to, let's say, a product, I won't name it, but let's say a product that has a 40 to a 50-degree field of view. Now, what happens is that, let's say you're at a basketball game with a 100-degree field of view, you can see almost half the court. So you know where the action is, you're not missing out, you're just looking at what's going on. Now, let's say you have half that field of view or even lower than that. Now you're looking at a quarter of a field. So you have to constantly be figuring out what you're looking at. Now, that field of view becomes even smaller on some of the other devices as soon as you start zooming in. Whereas our product, of course, it does get smaller, but since we're using a VR type of an environment, it proportionally does not go as small as some of the other devices. So you're still able to see, your surroundings.
Yes. Can you use, if you wear a pair of glasses, can the device work over glasses?
Yes. If you have prescription glasses, there is enough space inside the goggles that you can wear your glasses, and it'll be fine. Now we have folks that have bought the unit. They use their prescription. Some of them do, some of them don't. I think it'll work really well if you have gotten the prescription recently, and they are recent and prescriptions, and you can put them inside the goggles and you'll see a better image. Yes.
Yes, I'm a veteran is one thing, and I also, back in 1985, I was hit by Leber's optic neuropathy, which wipes out the central vision. So the center of my retina is dead, which leaves me with a visual acuity of 20 over 750. So I was wondering, I know what makes it impossible with a lot of devices. How about yours?
Yeah, Kenneth, it's a good question. From my experience, what I can tell you is that we've had people with 20 over 800, get some benefit out of the device, but your vision is, on the other end of the spectrum where I can't really say if it's going to work or not. The best thing would be is to try it out, and hopefully it does. Like I said, we've had patients with 20 over 800. And the one that I remember really well was a lady. She had macular degeneration and glaucoma. And she tried it out on the TV, watching. She was able to see. Not, of course, as good as someone with, let's say, 20 over 400 or 20 over 200, but she was still able to see the characters. She was able to explain what was going on inside, and she enjoyed it. So yeah.
Very good. Let's see, what was I going to say? I know. First of all, is it going to be available to try on at San Jose branch?
Yeah, so we can make it available. We can reach out to our local distributor. I think somebody also mentioned this earlier. We can have them displayed at their store, and I can work with the San Jose branch with Bob and any of the other folks that are from the San Jose area to get a unit there for you guys to take a look at it.
Yeah, that'd be great. And also, I was curious about the veterans stuff there. You said you have 40 veterans locations.
Yes.
And to my experience with the blind centers, there's, well, when I last went, I've been several times to the one in Palo Alto, which is now in Mountain or my Menlo Park, but
Yes.
temporarily.
Yes.
It's
Yeah.
only been, it's been there about 10 years now.
Yeah.
Anyhow, uh, as far as the actual blind centers, so out here it's the Western Blind Rehabilitation Center, and last time I went, there was 9 around the United States. So I was wondering how you get from 9 to 40.
Yeah, there are 11 BRCs, and then there are around 140 low vision centers for the VAs. So we are in 47 of those. I think we are in 7 BRCs, and the rest are low vision centers for the VA.
Oh, I didn't know they had so many. What does VRC
BRCs,
mean?
BRCs are blind rehab centers, and the big difference between a BRC and your low vision clinic for the VA is the BRC is more about rehabilitation. So they will have the veterans come in, they stay with them, they train them on stuff. The other centers are just a visiting center. You visit and then you go back.
Okay, gotcha. I learned something. Thank you.
Yeah,
That'll
absolutely.
do it.
Okay,
There you go.
hi. I'm wondering how much of a visual field do you have to have for this to be useful?
Okay, do you, if you don't mind me asking, do you have a condition RP, like peripheral vision loss?
Yes.
Okay. So I would say probably anything over 10 degrees would be good, preferably over 20 degrees. It will work really well. Once your field of view, field of vision is less than 10 degrees, it will still work, but maybe not as good.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yep.
And while we're waiting for other people to raise their hands, Zach, one of the things I noticed on your website is you talked about how, I guess it's in the magnification mode, you could, walk up to your thermostat or use it in your kitchen for different things, and then also using it for hobbies and crafting and that sort of thing. So I don't know if you could speak to that.
Yeah, sure. So when you're in the magnification mode, you can do a variety of different things, and different folks, just depending on what they want to use it for. But simple things like setting up the thermostat, using your microwave. We're speaking to one lady. She loves playing bridge with her friends. So card games you can do, since it has an autofocus camera. Right, so if you bring the cards close to you, the cards that you're holding close to the camera, it will focus on that, and then you can just put the cards down and look at the cards on the table. It'll autofocus on that. And then, of course, the one thing that a lot of low vision folks miss is just looking at faces, the expressions and in a conversation. So it could be your kids, grandkids, your friends' faces that you can have that conversation. And then, of course, there are some other use cases for it. You can take it to, let's say, a museum, or you even sit in the park and just look around. And we have so many, and I can keep on going, but we have people that have taken it on vacation, to the museums or to art exhibits. We have people that have taken it to plays. Now, when you go to a play, to watch a play, of course, it depends on the lighting inside. We've had some people that loved it because the lighting was good, but some plays have really dim and dull lighting. If it is too dim, then it's not going to really work as good. So there are different use cases for it. Yeah.
I have a question. How long does the battery last? And do you have the ability to purchase 2 batteries to have one on hand for when the other battery runs out?
Yeah, so the battery will last you around 2.5 to 3 hours on a charge. But if you are using it, let's say if you're watching TV, then we recommend that you plug it into the wall. That way you don't drain your battery, that's still intact. And you can have unlimited usage while you're plugged into the wall. Now, the other thing is that, let's say you are out and about and you have, let's say, 2.5 hours of battery, but you're outside. We also include an external battery pack that will give you an additional 6 hours of use. Now, the external battery pack, it's like the size of a cell phone. You plug in the headset and it will just draw the charge from that battery and it can run for up to 6 hours.
Wonderful, great question, great answer. Thank you.
Okay. So I was wondering, you talk about using it outside. Does it have a built-in camera in the headset?
Yes, it does. Yes, it does.
Okay, I was
Yeah.
confused there because I didn't think it did.
Yeah, no, it does. Yes, it does. But we recommend not to walk with it because
right.
yeah. So you can take a step here and there. You can sit and use it. If you're at a museum, what we recommend is just if you're going from exhibit to exhibit, just either pull it up to your forehead or just hold it in your hand till you get to the next exhibit and then just slide it onto your face.
Yeah, right. I can relate to that. Thank you.
Okay.
And Zach,
That's
does it have OCR capability?
Yes, it does. It does have an OCR capability. It is our newer version of the OCR. It is, a pretty decent OCR, a standard OCR. You can, when you point it to the text, it identifies the different sections of the text, and then you can select the one that you want to read, and it'll start reading it out to you.
Thanks.
Will it read handwriting?
No. So, and that's why I said it's a pretty standard OCR. That is, something that we are working on, a more advanced OCR that may come up in our version 4 of the software. And the software upgrades are free. So once you get this headset at, let's say, V3 and V4 comes in 6 months to a year, you'll have the ability to upgrade it for free.
And can you describe this screen a little bit? I know some of us are familiar with the previous versions of VR goggles that
Mhm.
basically have a cell phone that's in front of you. How is yours?
Yeah, so there is no cell phone. It is all built in, and it's designed for low vision. So it has if you look at the headset, it has a front-facing camera, and it's just screen is built in here. It's very light on the face. There's nothing, no cell phone, nothing in there, and then you've got these powerful lenses that you'll be looking through to see the screen. And then you've got these straps that kind of go around and over, and the battery is located in the back. So when you put it on, it kind of balances it really, really nicely. So the front, you've got the goggles, on the back, your battery, and it's very comfortable. We have people that use it for hours at a time, watching, the sporting events that can run for maybe 3 hours at a time, 4 hours at a time. So yeah.
Thank you.
So it will work on any computer, it being a PC, a Mac, a Chromebook. It will work on any computer.
Yes, it will work on any computer. The only thing that you need is to make sure you have the right converter. So the computer cable, one end goes into the headset, the other end is HDMI. So some computers have HDMI, some don't. So depending on what you have. So the converter, for example, I have a Microsoft Surface, and I have a connector called Thunderbolt. So I have to get a connector that is Thunderbolt to HDMI. It costs anywhere from $15 to $20, and you will just need that. Let's say you are using it on an iPad. So on an iPad, you will need a Lightning to an HDMI. I think that costs around $30. So you need that. On a Apple PC, you will need a USB-C to an HDMI. That's going to be around $20. Now, we can help with that. If you tell us what computer you have, we can recommend the connector that you need. So, and we couldn't build a universal connector because there's so many different type of, computers and tablets out there. So we have one universal end is the HDMI, and with the right converter, yeah, it works with anything.
So if it works on a tablet, would it work on a phone then also?
Absolutely, yeah. I use it on the phone all the time. Actually, I use my phone for demos. So whenever I'm demoing it, I would connect my phone to it and show it that way.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I have one more question in regards, it's kind of piggybacking on Stacy's. Are you guys looking, excuse me, is the company looking at potentially adding a Bluetooth chip to it to connect to a device or a smart TV or a computer?
Not at this point. Now, it's not that we haven't explored those areas, right? So both Abdul and Daniel have done their research, and we came to a conclusion that Bluetooth is not stable enough to have that connection going. Now, we also have to keep in mind that the whole goal of our technology is to make it as simple and easy to use for low vision folks. So if there is any disconnect from Bluetooth, reconnecting may be a hassle. So right now we are, of course, looking into other technologies. There are some other technologies out there that we can make it wireless. But for now, we just want to use a cable, simple plug and play. As long as the cable's connected, everything's working.
So would this work like, kids that play, a lot of video games on
Yes.
TV? So it'll work for that as well?
Yes, yes. So it does work for that. You can connect it to any console. If they're playing video games on the computer, it will work for that. Now, when you connect it to the computer or the gaming console, um, the computer, the sound will come from the computer, and the video gets displayed inside the goggles, so they can see the video inside the goggles, and the sound comes from the computer. The sound does not come from the headset, like in the case of TV watching. When you're watching TV through the transmitter, not only the video comes, but the sound comes also. But for computer use, the sound will have to come from the computer.
Okay,
If that
great.
makes sense. Yep. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's awesome.
Okay.
It's a pretty universal device, and it does seem right in line with the pricing that's out there. I mean, it
Mhm.
can accomplish a lot of different areas to be one unit. So that's what makes this really, really neat.
Mhm. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Okay, well, Zach, I want to thank you very much for taking time today to share with us the Vision Buddy. It's got a lot of great features, and it's a pretty flexible unit. So we appreciate you taking the time to show it to us today, and thank you very much. And thank you all for joining us today. We always appreciate you joining us. And again, a reminder, so next month our presentation will be on the Sunu band. We hope to see you all next month.